Head of Product Development, Sustainability and CSR for Visionscape. As a company, our purview is residential waste and general waste collection. So residential waste is residential waste from homes, house to house, and then waste from markets as well and from public institutions. So that's public schools, embassies, and public hospitals. As you're aware that PSPs were working, and then Visionscape won the tender to do residential and general waste collection in Lagos State. So prior to that, there's been a service gap where the PSPs haven't been efficient, and then that resulted in black spots and fly tipping areas around the state. And that's now what has resulted in the heaps of waste that you've seen around Lagos and in the inner streets. So what Visionscape has come to do now is to make sure that backlog is cleared before we start going into the streets to do door-to-door collection from the service points. So that's what brought about that. With Visionscape now, with efficient service collection, we'll be able to collect waste from those dump sites, dispose of them properly, and then go around to the inner streets and collect from the bins outside of people's homes as well. We have about 3 different strategies for waste collection in Lagos State, and I'll tell you the reasons why. Coming into Lagos, as I said, we did a baseline survey. So based on the baseline survey, we kind of identified the needs of different communities, and we grouped them into the 57 LCDs. So based on what we found out and our interactions with the communities, we now decided that, look, not everybody is ready for door-to-door collection, and also there are a lot of backlog and fly tipping areas and black spot areas. So what we did was we identified the different needs of the community and we grouped them into service priorities. So the first one is now where we have regular collection. Regular collection is us going to the service points where all the bins are in the inner streets, collecting almost door to door. And then the second one is the street mopping. Now the street mopping are locations where you have daily fly tipping activities going on, like Lagos Island, where there are lots of markets there and there's lots of packaging and things like that. Now that's the second strategy. The third one is the black spots, where you have illegal dump sites that have been there for years. So those are the ones we're focusing on currently. If you haven't seen us, if you're in Ikorodu, you haven't seen us in your inner street, it's because we're clearing the black spots in Ikorodu. I don't think any Lagosian would say they've never seen a Visionscape truck or a Visionscape van in their area. It's just that maybe the kind of service you require hasn't been rendered yet. But what I would urge Lagosians to do is to be patient, and Visionscape is coming. We're just trying to kind of create the right platform to be able to service them better. So we're clearing the black spots and the backlog before we get to them directly. Management is very capital intensive. From equipment alone, Visionscape has spent over $50 million just from the fleet, from retrofitting all our facilities, from trying to engineer the landfill sites and looking into eco-park. So just that alone has cost us over $50 million. In terms of innovation and technology, obviously, we're not reinventing the wheel. There was already an existing structure. What Visionscape was going to do was put the right processes and bring the right technology to be able to collect waste efficiently. So what we've done is we've brought in low emission trucks that's not going to be polluting the environment. We've also, by mapping and doing the different service points that we're going to be collecting waste from, they're all geotagged. We know our bins are RFID tagged as well. So anywhere we're going to be placing a bin, we know exactly what number bin is placed there. So for example, if we move a bin that's meant to be in the Keja to Ikoyi, we would ping it on our system and we know that that bin has been moved somewhere else. Also, our trucks now have a tracking system where every time we drive past a bin, we know exactly the level at which that bin is at. And also the level sensors allow us to know if that bin is half full or half empty. So those are the kind of technologies that we've employed. That is done because we need to be able to kind of project data. It's not just collecting data and putting it on a spreadsheet. We need to be able to use our data and say, okay, this community, this LCDA produces this number of tonnage per month or per day or per week. That would kind of inform the type of trucks we're going to use to service them and the number of bins we'll be able to place in those environments. Obviously, Lagos State government has given us an enabling environment to come and invest, but they've also taken the responsibility of making sure that certain environmental laws are enforced. So there are certain agencies that they've set up to be able to enforce the work that Visionscape will be doing. And also by reaching out to the communities, we have a very extensive CSR and community engagement plan. We go into those communities. It's not going to happen overnight. We would engage them, sensitize them, and also just tell them the importance of containing their waste properly and putting in the right bins. That's why Visionscape is giving free bins to every household and putting bins at every service point. So it's a continuous process. It's going to take time. Even the enforcement part of it is going to take time. But I believe with the right message and the right service, essentially what people want is efficient and effective service at the end of the day, and giving them the right containers to be able to put their waste. If we're able to do that, and Visionscape trucks are coming in weekly to service you, and we're coming in giving you leaflets, educating you on how to contain your waste, I don't see the problem lasting for long. As a company, I mean, we have direct contact with the community. There's no way we can leave community engagement and sensitization and just say maybe we'll leave it to somebody else to do, because those are our clients. We need to create some sort of a bonding experience with them. And even apart from that, even looking at our services alone, we need that direct contact for us to be able to understand them, their needs and their wants as a community. And so because of that, we have a very comprehensive community engagement strategy that speaks to every stakeholder in Lagos State. So we've tailored our community engagement advocacy plan to suit your environment and what you need. The low income areas, we have different modes of communication to them. The high income areas, the schools, the market women. So there are different strategies that we're going to employ, which have already started. A lot of them have had contacts with us. We would also use the local governments and the LCDAs and the CDAs and the CDCs, who are the more grassroots organizations in the communities. We've had meetings with them. We're going to have town hall meetings where you would have the community representatives there and the associations there. We'll be able to disseminate our information directly, and eventually even you would go to such offices and get Visionscape service schedules and things like that. So our community outreach is very extensive, and we believe in working with the community. We have a very grassroots approach when it comes to our policy as a company. We don't believe that we should leave our advocacy in somebody else's hand. We need the direct contact with our residents for them to reach us. We have our toll-free lines that you can call us on. So we're open to interactions on every level. We believe in the concept of a circular economy. What does that mean? That essentially means that we believe in a system where just imagine an ecosystem where nothing is wasted. Everything is being fed back into the process line. So Visionscape sanitation solution, collecting waste from Lagosians, taking it to the transfer loading stations, and eventually taking it to the landfill. Now, taking it to our landfill doesn't mean it's just being buried at the landfill site. Our landfill site at Ekpe is going to serve as an eco park. And is going to have a material recovery facility, waste to energy facility, certain recycling facilities. So it just goes on a weighbridge for us to know the tonnage of waste that comes in daily, what each truck is carrying. So what happens from there is, from the weighbridge, it gets diverted into different areas of the landfill. So first of all, the trucks would go and dump at the material recovery facility, where the material is now recovered electronically and manually. We would have manual sorters as well, and automated sorting. So plastic would go to plastic, paper would go to paper. So the residue that would eventually be landfilled would be about maybe 20 to 30%. Please call us on our toll-free lines if you've identified any black spots in your area, or if you require us to deliver a bin to you, or you need a waste bag in your area. Please call us. The number is 0800 VS Waste. 0800 VS Waste. The full number is 0800 8792 783. That's 0800 8792 783.